Hello and welcome to this teaser episode of aRDists, a Kerminator LLC podcast. I'm your host, Sarah Kerr. So welcome. I wanted to give a little brief introduction to what you can expect here. So I thought I'd start by explaining the concept behind this podcast. So I started a free just Facebook community group probably about a year ago for people to join who are in the dietetics profession, dietitians, dietetic students, dietetic interns, nutrition professionals, etc., who are also interested in art and design and just exploring creative avenues within the field or just as a side hustle. So I just have a couple quick questions for when people want to join the group, such as, are you a dietitian? It just kind of gives me an idea of like, am I having more dietitians join? Am I having more interns join? Am I having dietetic technicians join? You know, who's part of my group here? And obviously to weed out the shady folks. Another one of the questions is, what are you hoping to get from the group and what are your interests? So I've kind of compiled them. If you're watching the version of this podcast that's available on YouTube, you can see on the screen right now, there is a word cloud that is kind of summarizing all of the group answers I've received so far. Many members want to know how to market their skills. Many want a sense of community and inspiration. And others just want to, learn how they can integrate creativity in their businesses or have a creative outlet outside of dietetics because it is a very science-heavy field. So my goals for this podcast are to inspire, to build a sense of community, to educate and learn from each other, and to build up fellow artists. So I'm going to call this podcast more of a variety show because I like the idea of kind of keeping things new and fresh and changing things up. I will be doing some solo episodes by myself. I also want to create a platform where other artists, creators, dietitians, health professionals can come on and host their own episode or guest host with someone else or do an interview with myself. I want to have sort of unstructured conversations around art and dietetics. Art is for everyone, not just people who paint or people who work with clay. Art can be found in all facets of life, and art is a means of expression, and I want to touch on topics that are maybe elicit some emotions or controversy. My vision for this podcast is that it's going to be a little bit serious, a little bit silly, hopefully a lot of laughs, and I just want it to be a fun space where we can get creative, talk about creativity, and explore the field of dietetics through an artist lens. So if you're listening to this and you're interested in hosting your own episode, or you want to be interviewed, or you just want to have a conversation about something with myself or with another colleague, or if you want to make a topic suggestion, you can visit thekerminator.com and click on the podcast tab where you'll find a form to fill out. Alternatively, you can message me directly on Instagram at the.kerminator, and all of this info will be in the show notes, of course. So that's it for this little teaser episode. Episode 1 will be coming out in January 2023. This podcast will be available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all other major podcasting platforms you currently listen to your favorite podcasts. Please subscribe on YouTube so you can watch the video version. And that's it for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.